Welcome back to this Rift Let's Play. You're Sambo, Seraphis, and joining us, as always, is Tallahassee. How are you this evening, my friend?
I'm really good, and looking into that, what is it, sort of sunset, I guess?
Oh
no, be the dawn, wouldn't it?
I think,
it's coming up from there?
Yeah, I was just noticing that, and by the way, folks, welcome to this episode. Hopefully you can see this in the YouTube video. I'm panning around you, Tallahassee. In fact, I'm going to zoom in. I hope people can you see that effect on Tallahassee and myself as well, and on the trees in the background as well, Tallahassee. It's kind of like I think it's the God rays. Is that what you call them?
It's a really tasty scene.
Yeah, isn't it? It's just brilliant. And by the way, as always,
the hills, they sort of look a little misty.
Yeah. Well, it's like the light's being refracted through, and that is an amazing effect. In fact, I know we always end up talking about WoW. I'm always comparing things to WoW, and I never apologise for that because I do think it's a good benchmark to compare things to. Do you know what? WoW only in the last couple of years introduced this effect into their engine, and boy, look at Tallahassee there. He looks absolutely amazing. Oh, do you know what? Hilarious is just, you guys know, this is one of the great things about Rift, is that you can have your Twitter feed coming up in Rift, right? You know that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got mine here.
I know that.
Yep, and any blue text you see, folks, is Twitter, and that's hilarious. I've just had one come up from, who's that from? Abs for short, and they tweeted. So it's coincidentally come up here. I just liked a YouTube video from Sambonz. Let's play Final Fantasy 14. That's quite... Whoops, that's a bit funny. Never mind. But anyway, look at that view, folks. We're here to talk about the view. That is amazing. We love the graphics engine of Rift. Do you know what? I was trying to think back to the release of Rift and what it looked like, and I was trying to think to myself, have they made any changes since release? And I don't think they have. I think it just always looked awesome. Can you remember any major graphics engine upgrades? I don't think there have been any, have there?
No, I don't think there have been too many. I think this is pretty much how it's always looked.
So it's just always been awesome, basically. It was awesome from the get-go.
Yeah, it's just... we've never really noticed.
Well, do you know what? Do you remember when we were questing at the very beginning, in the zone that is like the newbie zone? And folks, if you don't know what I'm talking about...
Glade.
Yeah, that's the one. Go back all the way back to the beginning of this series. And it's where we, I think the end of that is the very first Rift you fight. Do you know what I mean? Up on the hill there at the back, and you fight, that dragon comes down and all that stuff. That was awesome, by the way. I loved the whole starting experience in Rift. Well done, guys. Well done, Trion. But I remember you of all people, who, let's face it, don't get too concerned with the fluff stuff, you would stop a lot of the time and go, hey, Sambo, check out that view. And this is just in the beginning zone, especially when you get through to that camp, through the town and out to that camp. I mean, it just always looked amazing. But I think then we've kind of taken things for granted a little bit. But it's not until you start playing other games, I think, that you come back here and you go, wow, this actually looks really, really good. So, again, using WoW as an example, look, I really like the look of WoW, but I like it because of its artistic look. It's not technically brilliant, and of course Rift absolutely wipes the floor technically with WoW. But also other MMOs like Star Wars The Old Republic, for example, which again, I don't mind the artistic style. I know what they're going for, but the engine is just... the world doesn't look anything as spectacular. I mean, look out the back there, folks. You can see the rolling hills in the background. As I pan right around, you've got the morning light. Look at that, shining on the entire scene out there, on all of those mountains and hills out there. And on Hammonell. That's Hammonell, right, Tallahassee?
Yep, Hammonell up in the distance.
There you go.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're heading there. And there, look at that. I saw some lightning there. I mean... Look, I don't want to dwell on it forever, folks, because I know we always talk about it, but seriously, don't forget that this game looks gorgeous. And I think back in the day, we used to describe it, Tallahassee, by saying that it had that old school MMO classic open world feel that games like, let me think, EverQuest 1, Vanguard, Now, again, both of those have game engines that are not a patch on this, but they elicit a feel that you're in this massive, huge, open-ended world. And look at that, it starts to rain on cue just to make it look even more prettier. This game absolutely has that feel, and it's because they've designed the landscapes so well, and the sky, the clouds, the lighting in this game is incredible. So there you go, folks. In case you needed reminding, if you haven't logged into Rift for a while, come back, especially if you've been playing a number of other games, even Diablo 3, which of course launched last night for us as we're filming this. You know what, you play a bit of D3, you zoom in, and the textures aren't that pretty, to be honest. What do you think?
Well, I haven't logged in since beta.
Ah, okay.
So I can't really comment on that.
Well, there you go. Well, I can tell you straight away. And look, I know it's okay. It's not I'm not trying to, put D3 down, because of course D3 is a monumental landmark game in the history of gaming. But if I was to do this, zoom up this close, it would not look anything like this. And that's okay, because it's meant to be a point-and-click hack and slash game that you, play from a third-person distant view. But, again, if you come into Rift and inspect the textures in here and the work and the lighting and the design, seriously, you'll be blown away. You know what, Tallahassee, I think we've said this before, only other game that I think trumps Rift in terms of the detail in the armor, and by the way, I don't think any game's going to come close to it anytime soon, is Final Fantasy XIV. But that's an exception. That's a freak of a game in terms of its texture, detail, and design. And that's at the expense of other things too, by the way. So it's pretty high praise to say that Rift comes a very close second to Final Fantasy XIV in the texture resolution stakes and design as well. And because also Final Fantasy XIV, I love the landscapes. But look at what's going on in the background there, mate. Well, I mean, we've got the rain, we've got that sort of aurora borealis type effect going on with the light in the clouds in the sky. Do you know what I mean? Over there, there's that glowy.
Yeah, and we've got some lightning going on.
Yeah, seriously, honestly, it is a beautiful, beautiful game. So get back here, guys, if you haven't been for a while. Now, speaking of being here, let's have a look at our map. And I can see north of us, Tallahassee, we've got a whole bunch of stuff queued up here. We have to go up the top and kill abyssal sacrifices. We have to kill Mistwalkers. And we have to get the Stein, the book, a whole bunch of stuff. We have to sabotage a whole bunch of camps and collect a cloth. You know what? I think we should get going. We've got our work cut out for us up there, haven't we? There's a whole bunch of tasks that we have to do.
We do. We really do have a lot.
Okay, I'm going to mount on something other than my fiery horse just for a moment. Look at that. We've got our ancient turtle, teenage mutant. Look, it's a mutant turtle because it's got two heads. It may not be teenage and it might not be ninja, but it's definitely a mutant turtle.
Well, if it says that it's ancient, can it really be a teenager?
Oh, yeah, good point. It's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? Whoops. Or rather, I'm the moron. Never mind. But look, again, folks, look at this.
Well,
shush you. You're not allowed to agree with that. Can you see on the rolling hills, Tallahassee? Do you see what I mean about the lighting? Like that morning light. Sort of, oh, there's a Mistwalker. Do we need these things? Yes, we do. All right, good. Shining on the side of the hills there. And I know for a fact that it'll be different. It'll look different at a different time of the day as the lighting changes and the shadows get longer. All that sort of stuff. It's just, when you think about it, the attention to detail is mind-boggling, isn't it? Can you imagine what it would take to code and design this artistically and stuff like that? It blows my mind. It really, really does. Very talented boys and girls at Trion, wouldn't you say?
I would definitely agree with that. And I'd still like to hear if they've got a cartographer on their staff.
Yeah, I know we've mentioned that a number of times. And in fact, somebody mentioned it in our comments on our most recent video, and they were talking about, actually this was a viewer that was from New Zealand, and they called their character Tekapo, and a big hello to you if you're watching. And I said to them, hey, Tekapo, I know that name because where I come from in New Zealand there's a lake, a very famous lake called Lake Tekapo. And I said, has that got anything to do with, Lake Tekapo in New Zealand? They said, yes, I'm Kiwi, and they like to name all their characters after lakes and bushwalks in New Zealand, which is a great thing to do. And they were talking about the area, and I know the area they were talking about, and they said, well, rah-de-rah, it's got all these lush hills and crystal clear blue lakes around it and lovely forests. And their comment, get this, was, quote, almost as if a designer from Rift had built the area. Now, how's that for a compliment? Because we're talking about New Zealand here, one of the most beautiful countries in the world. And there you have somebody basically saying, yeah, it's like something that the guys from Trion would design. So I'm with you, Tallahassee. I reckon that
That's a hell of a compliment.
Yeah, exactly. I want to find out. Do you know what? If there's any developers that are watching at the moment, or in fact, now here's another thing, by the way. Again, we very, very, very much appreciate the Rift Facebook and Twitter, because those guys there are always retweeting our episodes, and we very much appreciate that, because of course that brings us new viewers and brings new viewers to experience the wonderful world of Rift. And there we go, sabotaging the lower camp is done. Beautiful. Oh, we set it on fire.
Fire.
Oh, okay, all right, there we are. So
Good
thank you very much.
Sambo.
Sorry, whoops, let's get out of here. So thanks very much to, again, the community managers from Rift, and especially the Facebook and Twitter guys. But we'd really love to know, if you're watching this episode, would you be so kind as to either go and ask one of the devs, or if you know yourself, the answer to this question, which again, as Tallahassee says, is how did they design the landscapes in Rift? Were those guys cartographers? Did they get cartographers on board? Is it modelled off real life areas? I mean, there's something going on, right, Tallahassee? There's no way, surely, that someone could be this good as to make the landscape look like this just from their pure skill. I mean, I'm not meaning to be insulting, but that would be insanely amazing if that was the case.
Look, I'm sure there are guys that are that skilled.
Yeah, true.
But seriously, this landscape, it's always amazing.
Yeah, it's too good. Surely. So there you go. There's a challenge again for the wonderful social media and community teams. If you're watching, we would love to know, and I'm sure all of our viewers would love to know as well, because it's very interesting, the design process. Then again, I guess, Tallahassee, there's a possibility. Hang on, I need some Fosters as well. Oh no, get some sweet berry wine. There we are. There's a possibility, I guess, that they wouldn't want to tell us, because that might be giving away a bit of a trade secret. And let's face it, Rift, as we said, is one of its unique features. So I'm guessing they probably don't want to share the technology they use to make this, because then competitors could pick it up, I suppose. But anyway, if it's not a secret, let us know, please.
All of these.
We'd love to know. Are you going to go grab all of them? Okay, it's Tallahassee the Mad, I think, is the title we need to have for you. Let's hope that he can survive. Let's get some AoE going here.
Friendly.
Yeah, you're making lots of friends there. Oh my God, he's down to only 70% health. Boy, you're standing up to that pretty well, I must say. Okay, you definitely ate your porridge this morning, didn't you? There's no doubt about it.
Porridge?
What do you eat for breakfast to make yourself so rough and tough and ready to take on 20 mobs at once?
This morning I had a banana smoothie.
Oh my lord. Okay, that doesn't sound very warrior-esque if you ask me. Why did you have a banana smoothie? Is that your normal breakfast?
Not generally, no. But it has been since I've started going to the gym again.
Oh no. Folks, we're losing him. Help me. Don't tell me you're going to start getting all healthy on me.
Yes and no.
Oh, hang on, here's the book, by the way. Now, when we say go to the gym, you know what? There's two types of going to the gym, if you ask me. And you guys watching from home, feel free to argue my point. But I reckon you can either go to the gym to get fit, right? So do, like cardio and high rep stuff. Or you can go to the gym for vanity reasons. And I'm not saying that one's more valid than the other, each to their own. But you either go to get, to get buff, to get beefcake for the ladies, if you know what I mean. Right? I mean,
I understand where you're going. I'm just waiting for you to put your foot in it.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that might be the case. That's why I stopped. You're waiting for me to make an embarrassment of myself. I'm not going to go any further. So you either go there for, I'm going to say this politically correctly. You either go to the gym for aesthetically pleasing reasons or for fit and healthy reasons. So which is it for you, or is it a combo of the two?
It's a combination of the two.
What made you...
Again, I'm going to pull all of these guys.
Okay, thank you. What made you decide that you wanted to go feel healthy?
I'm nearly 30.
Right. A young spring chicken, in other words.
Yeah, a spring chicken, sure.
Yeah.
And I just decided it was time.
Right. You know what? I think we all do that.
You know what I mean?
Yep, there's time when you just think, man, I need to do something, whatever. You just don't feel at your peak, especially if you get tired a lot or I mean, let's face it, you and I game a lot. So I dread to imagine how many hours we spend not only in front of a computer screen, but, sitting on our chump, right? I mean, it's hardly exercising.
Yeah, and work as well. You spend 8 hours a day sitting down.
Yep, that's true. It's true. Then we come home and spend hours and hours recording all of these episodes sitting down again. I mean, the only workout I get is my fingers on the keyboard and mouse, that's about it. Well, this is an interesting topic, and it's slightly off topic in terms of Rift. And by the way, here is the Stein. Let's grab that. Oh, no, we'll have to wait for Tallahassee. Let us know, what do you guys do watching from home? Are you guys health nuts? Do you spend a lot of time gaming? And if you do spend a lot of time gaming, do you spend an equal amount of time exercising, whether that be going to the gym or going for a walk? Whatever it is you do you think you lead a healthy gamer lifestyle, or are you and by the way, this is not meant to sound rude, but are you a stereotypical gamer where you sit on your rump most of the time and you eat rubbish food and drink what are those drinks? Energy drinks, Red Bull and Monster and V and all that stuff.
Mountain Dew.
What are you? Let us know in the comments below. Don't be shy, because we're telling you. And it's very interesting because, of course, especially recently, Tallahassee, I think there's been a real shift to make sure that there's an education going on about the dangers of becoming, well, let's face it, the technical term would be laconic, which is basically where you're just a lump. You sit there and do nothing, and that's unhealthy. And by the way, are we heading over that way?
Yeah, but have you picked up the Stein yet?
Oh, no, I haven't. Okay, sorry, I thought it counted for me. Thank you very much. You notice a lot of games now have, and they never used to, they'll have the health warnings. Make sure that you're exercising regularly. Make sure that you only play for an hour. In fact, I know for, when you log into Final Fantasy 14, and look at that view, folks! It's just amazing! When you log into Final Fantasy 14, the first thing it says is, do not stay here for hours and hours and ignore your family and get no exercise, because that's really bad. Make sure you take breaks, blah, 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 blah. And it's very important. Let's face it. Let's have a look at all the products that are out now. What's hot in console land? It's Kinect. It's Wii. It's PlayStation Move. Let's pose a question to Tallahassee. Why do you think, apart from the fact that they're gimmicky and another revenue stream, why else do you reckon that a lot of the peripherals now are all about, movement?
It's all about the fitness craze that everyone's going through.
Exactly, because let's face it, half of those games are dance games or exercise games, and I think also there's a litigious component to it. In other words, if companies are saying, hey, we encourage you to get up and jump up and down on your Wii Fit board, or wriggle around your PlayStation Move or your nunchucks, or jump up and down in front of the Kinect, then we're being a good company by promoting exercise. And I think that kind of says, well, you can't really sue us for, becoming 300 pounds, because we've been telling you at the beginning of every game to get out and exercise, and we're giving you the tools to do it, and you're still not doing it, so don't blame us. In other words, like I say, it's sort of moving that sort of lawsuit threat away. I don't know. That's what it seems like to me. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I think, again, fitness is definitely something that's in the forefront. So especially you guys watching from home, if you're an MMO player like myself and Tallahassee, I play so many MMOs, and I think there's a real stigma around them that it's an unhealthy occupation, because it's so easy to play these games for hours and hours on end. And oh my god, look at that view again. Tallahassee, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? How much do we love Rift? Seriously, isn't that beautiful?
Lots.
Lots and lots. We love it. Now I'm going to sabotage this camp here. I'm guessing that means I'm going to set it on fire again, because you got these little pipes there. Let's help out Tallahassee.
I wish this guy would come over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. He's kind of... He's sticking to his ground, isn't he? Probably actually a wise move.
Fine, I'll kill you over here.
Yeah, exactly. How inconvenient.
Having to walk that whole virtual 10 metres to kill
I
me.
know. Speaking of health and fitness, we're so lazy we can't even be bothered walking 10 metres in a virtual game. Oh dear, oh dear. No hope for us. Alright, so it looks like we're getting close. We've got to simply collect the cloth of Bahralt and sabotage the upper camp. Tallahassee, is that it for us, I think?
That's it.
Oh, you're right. I need a drink as well, by the way. Keep forgetting. Oh, and we've made another friend, the Abyssal Magician over there.
I almost swore.
Oh, good self-control. Good self-control.
See, yes. I've had a child with me all day. I haven't been able to swear.
You know what? If you follow Tallahassee's Twitter or his Instagram, you'd know that. That is one cute-looking kid you're looking after there, and I noticed that you put a disclaimer there that it was not your child, so I'm guessing it's a relative.
Yeah, it's my cousin's kid.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
She's looking after her today.
She is lovely.
She's actually hilarious.
Oh, I bet.
But rude.
Is she? Just like her uncle then?
Yeah.
Must run in the family. Classic.
I think
very cute looking, lovely little girl. It must be fun, by the way. Although I think it kept you from playing your Diablo 3 today, didn't it? I think babysitting duties.
Yeah, it did.
Aww.
But then again, the game's been down again, so...
Yeah, what? Has it ever been up? I think it was up for about, 7 or 8 hours or something. I played it last night. Got kicked out. Do you know, it's funny how quickly... Oh, look over there, by the way. Massive grave maker. You in the mood for taking down a death dude?
Yep, just give me a second. I'm just grabbing the cloth, and then we'll jump straight in.
No worries. Look at this guy.
And if we focus on the Endless Idol...
Oh, really? Okay, Endless Idol.
Yeah.
Oh, I just had it.
Actually, just focus on the big grave maker.
Okay. He's one ugly son of a gun, if you ask me.
Yeah. It's alright.
Whoa!
Oh, kill him.
Look at this. Look at the graphics, folks. Again, just, espousing the wonders of Rift here. I love the creature design. Like, seriously, they just do things so differently. It looks different than every other MMO. I don't know what it is. It's just fantastic. They've got their own little...
hang on, you've got friends down there.
Yeah, I have, by the way, yes. Hello. Help me! Help me, Obi-Wan! Oh, no. Hey, we've got some news for you. Oh, boy, have I got some news for you. I can't believe I nearly forgot this. Your best mate, Tallahassee, your bestest mate, and you guys watching from home, you will know exactly who I'm talking about. It's somebody's birthday today, Tallahassee. Can you guess who it is?
No.
It's your best friend in the entire universe who wears flannelette checkered shirts, who has no neck, and who has a beard. And writes amazingly awesome stories about young teenagers in love. Go on, have one guess.
No, he doesn't.
No, exactly. That's right, folks. It is George Lucas's birthday today. So, are you going to say happy birthday to George Lucas, Tallahassee?
Fuck you, George.
We expected that. Apologies, folks, if any of your ears are bleeding. Oh dear, oh dear. But yeah, we knew that was coming. And of course, that is from... If you're wondering what the hell we're talking about, that's one of the only times we'll let Tallahassee get away with such crude language, is because if you don't know what we're talking about, you need to go back to a Rift episode called Furious George and just watch that, and that will bring you up to speed. Then come back and you'll understand what we're going on about. Alright, so what do we need to do? We need to sabotage this camp. Is that it? Let's have a look. Yes, that's it. Good timing too. We've only got a couple of minutes left in the episode. I reckon we've got time to head back to the Handed Zoo. Can we mount up, Tallahassee, you reckon?
Yep.
Alright, here we go. I'm going to get on my chestnut horse. Mixing up the mounts now. There we go. Whee! Alright, Handed time. This is good. You know what? That was a great little group of, a lot of... Whoa, look at the light. See what I mean about the lighting on the ground? How it's different now because the sun's rising up. And, oh, man. Amazing. Anyhow, that was a great little gaggle of quests, all in the same area. And, it's going to be a whole bunch of XP for us when we hand in up here at... What is that outpost called? Hammerlord Post. And you can see also, by the way, on the map, look at this. We've now opened up Tallahassee. Well, we've opened up the top part of the Moonshade Highlands there to the east, which by my reckoning, I reckon that looks like we've now pretty much exposed, 50%? 50% of the map now? Oh,
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, okay. I've got a friend.
Maybe...
Sorry, he knocked me off my horse. Of course, bugger.
It's alright, I got him.
Oh, you're there? Oh, thanks. Didn't notice you sneaking up behind us there. Thank you.
What I do.
It's what I do. Oh, God. Look, yeah, hey. Look, sorry, I'm going to stop again. See how the sky's changed? We've got the sun sort of poking through the blue cloud. Oh, man. Seriously.
And I love the shadows as well. Everything that's in full sunlight is a slightly different colour.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you noticed?
Yes, and that's what I meant about the light on the hills over there. Yeah, like looking back there now versus what it looked like at the beginning of the episode, folks, because the sun's come up, the daylight is breaking, I guess, is the best way of putting it. Just incredible. Mind you, you know what, I've got a bit of a affiliation for this zone anyway. I mean, this is probably one of my favourite zones so far, just because of that sort of rich, lush, foresty, I don't know, full of life sort of feel. Green, very green and luscious, I guess is a good way of putting it. Love it. All right, time for us to hand in 2 quests here, items of significance, and we get ourselves, well, damn near 4,000 XP for that one and for that one as well. And you can see now I'm 75% of my way through here, through level 39, so very happy about that. And here we go, Joseph Holden. Got one from you as well. There we are. Oh, and he's got a new quest for us where we have to bless the Dwarven Monk remains, 6 of those. And I think, is that the only quest we've got now? Oh no, another one here.
No, there's one back here.
Yep, right, God, they keep coming, don't they? 2 here, deserving of death. We have to kill somebody called Dorum and kill Abyssal Sobex. 10 of them, whatever they are, Lord only knows. And another quest here where we have to speak to Bahralt's messenger, and that's at a place called Bahralt's Ascent, which is north of Hammerlord Post, which is where we are now. Let's have a look at the map before we sign out and see where we need to go. Oh, right, look at that. Tallahassee, we're being pushed right up into the top of the zone here. When you open up the map, Tallahassee, I've got it open. Why is the top of this zone sort of, I don't know what it is. It's like it's greyed out or like it's sort of burnt looking at.
Slightly shaded?
Yeah, is that like a forest or what is all that stuff?
No, it's actually the mountains. That's as far as you can go.
Oh, I see. So that's like the actual no-go zone creeping into the map there.
Yeah, so the mountains reach up so high, and then the back, it's still there, but you can't really get to it.
Okay, so if you have a look on the map at where our quests are, if I'm reading that right, those quests are basically tucked right up against that no-go zone. So that's about as far as you can go into the zone in that direction. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if you have a look, I think the area that we're looking at...
Bahralt's Ascent?
Is sort of toward that big tower.
Oh, hang on. Where are we?
So there's a tower just around the corner.
Coming. Oh,
sort
okay.
of toward there.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so yes, okay, yeah, couldn't tell that from the map. There's definitely hills. So we're going to have to go up. Well, actually, how do we get there? Well, I mean, we'll do it next week, but does the road go sort of to the east and around, or do we travel up that mountain towards the tower?
We sort of go around, like we actually follow the road.
Oh, okay, so does it kind of wind amongst the hills up there, does it?
Yeah, it's sort of more directly north of our position, but the tower is sort of just off to the side a little bit.
Yeah.
Of where we're actually going. So you see there's the knot of trees, I guess, for the lack of a better word.
Yep, just ahead.
That's where we're heading, so just behind that.
Oh, you know what? He's dead right, folks, because look at this. If we look on the map, we go straight ahead. Look at that. There's actually a little dotted path. You're absolutely right, and it kind of winds around. Okay, all right, that's where we're headed. You know what? I can't wait. Can't wait for that. Of course, we've run out of time now, so that will have to wait until next week, folks. So certainly hope you'll join us then. Certainly hope you enjoyed this episode as we waxed lyrical about the landscape, the graphics in Rift, and fitness. Don't forget to let us know what you reckon your state of fitness is. And again, be honest, there's no shame in it. Both Tallahassee and I are definitely not fit by any stretch of the imagination, and it's good to hear that you're going to do something about that, by the way, mate. I don't know if you'll ever see me in a gym. Maybe you'll convince me. Who knows? In the meantime, folks, on behalf of myself, Sambo, Seraphis, the very fit Tallahassee, it's us saying take care. Certainly hope you're having a great day wherever in the world you are. Do look forward to seeing you next time. We will see you then, and bye-bye.